EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Operating off play action, Flacco. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Passing play, Flacco. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Now Flacco. And this one is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. Back deep, Nyheim Hines. Fielded at the 20. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hampton, and able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Now it's Hines. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. The Chargers at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And they were able to tough it out last week, a close 1-score game. And those are the kind of wins that pull you together as a team because everyone gains confidence and they feel like they can continue to get better.
Herbert. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll be stopped right there at the 31. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
This is Hines. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
Now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much. There he goes, left side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 31 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I think with as good as their coverage is, and they're also excellent tacklers, they try to keep things in front of them and either make the tackle or you have to run out of bounds because there's nowhere to go. They'll let them dink and dunk all day long.
The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Third and 12. Now it's Flacco. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Rocky started throwing the football. He's missed now on his first 4 attempts.
I'm eager to see what his demeanor is going to be from this point forward, because the best ones, they missed the first 15 attempts, and they think they're going to hit the next 15. Let's see if he has that type of an attitude.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Open man, complete downfield to Davis. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's got his big tight end here. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They run with Hines, and he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now it's Herbert. He'll check this down to Hines. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this one finds McConkey. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Herbert now. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
On 3rd down, Hampton, and he is going to have the Chargers' 1st down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows 1st down.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll try the air now with Herbert. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Herbert off of play action. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Flacco looks to throw. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Elijah Molden. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On first down, it's Hampton, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Flush to his right. It's brought in by Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. He finds his man. Complete. That's Hampton. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And his kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And able to get this out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense has been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Flacco. That's caught. It's the former Colt, Paris Campbell. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Charger drive about to get going. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Flacco. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton, and I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
An audible here to get a new look.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
To pass, Flacco. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Touchdown, Saints. Taysom Hill, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Saints strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On 2nd down, it's Hampton, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
42 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. First carry for Najee Harris.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 7.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert, eluding the pressure right.
Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a 1st down. Gotta love that efficiency.
They'll run on 1st down. Hampton, and they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hampton, and he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Hampton. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9.
Here's Herbert.
That one complete to McConkey.
Touchdown, Chargers.
Lad McConkey.
31 yards.
And the Chargers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both...
Oh, a Cardinal sin there, thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
So from the 37, here's second down and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hampton. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the fourth quarter. The offense on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Hines. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. On 2nd down now. It's Hampton.
And the Chargers are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal as he'll take this down to the 10-yard line.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line.
77 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown.
Najee Harris, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are looking like they'll move to 6-1 as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the...
Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
Now Herbert following the turnover. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown! From 21 yards away.
And the Chargers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Flacco. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And they'll get to him right away at the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Here's Flacco.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Incomplete on first down. Now Flacco on second.
He lets it go deep for Olave.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Saints.
Chris Olave.
60 yards.
And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Up the middle they go. Hampton. Room here to run. Touchdown, LA. A great effort there. 37 yards.
And the Chargers tack on another score as they have dominated this 4th quarter. And that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead is up to 18 now. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Setting up to throw, Flacco. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Flacco. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Tui Perotu got in and dropped him.
Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're going to try it. Here's Flacco. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Dante Jackson picks it. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back 1 pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On 1st down, it's Hampton. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. They're going to pass here with Herbert.
Open man right side. That's McConkey.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.